Hi geese. How are you guys doing today? Look at those beautiful geese, guys. Aren't they amazing? What a beautiful day. Look at that bright sunshine there. Oh, wow. What a glorious day to be alive. This is amazing, guys. It's not too cold. I mean, it's cold enough to wear my hat and a jacket, but it's not that bad. It's kind of nice and warm with the sun on your face. Feels so good. What an amazing world we live in, guys. Too bad we're turning it into a powder keg. Too bad we're turning it into a powder keg. You know what that means? Powder keg. What does that mean? Powder. Do you know what powder means? Maybe you use baby powder. Maybe you put baby powder on your body after you take a shower. I don't. I don't want to breathe in. I don't know why people put baby powder on their body, guys. It's ridiculous because you end up breathing half of it in. It's not healthy for your body. Baby powder. Powder is another word for snow. It's another name for snow. Okay, so look at this snow here, right? It kind of looks like powder, right? So when people go skiing or snowboarding out to the mountains, they often say, hey guys, there's fresh powder. I want to hit some fresh powder. Okay, so that means that it has snowed recently. If it snows out in the mountains, then all the skiers and the snowboarders want to go and hit some fresh powder. Okay, it's just, you know, fresh snow. So sometimes snow is called powder. But now the word keg, powder keg, what is a keg? A keg is like a barrel. Okay, do you know what a barrel is? A barrel is something made of wood. It's kind of a pretty big thing for storing liquids or foods or something. It's for storing something, okay? I don't know if people these days use barrels, but more so back in the olden days, people used barrels for things. So think about this term, powder keg. It was a keg or a barrel, right, for storing powder. Now, what kind of powder would they store in there? What do you think? Would they store baby powder? Nope. Would they store snow? That would turn into water very quickly. You can't store snow in a barrel. So what kind of powder is it? Well, I'll tell you. It's gunpowder, guys. Gunpowder. So think about a barrel full of gunpowder. Is that a safe thing? No, it's something that could explode. It could be dangerous. It could cause harm, violence, mayhem. Mayhem means like chaos. Mayhem. Guys, I see a garbage barrel up ahead there. So I don't know if we'd call it a garbage barrel, garbage bin, or a garbage can. It kind of looks like a barrel because it's made of wood. Let's go check it out. All right. So powder keg, guys. So this word has a literal meaning, which I just told you, a keg full of gunpowder, but it also has a figurative meaning. Okay, so what is the figurative meaning? Do you know? Now look at this, kind of looks like a barrel here, right? Look at that. Garbage barrel. You could call it a garbage barrel, guys. Probably full of dog poop. People walk their dogs on these paths all the time. Where should I go, guys? I see some people coming from over there. Maybe I'll walk this way. But so what is the figurative meaning? Now, they're related. I mean, most of the time when there's a literal meaning of something, you can kind of figure out what the figurative meaning would be. So if I say we are turning our world into a powder keg, can you get the meaning? I think you can. It means that this world is turning into a dangerous place where it could explode very quickly. Okay, so the figurative meaning of powder keg is a situation or a place that could erupt in violence or some kind of conflict very quickly. Okay, I mean, think about a barrel full of gunpowder. Will it burn slowly, or will it just go boom and it burns all of a sudden? It just explodes, right? So that's the meaning of powder keg. Okay, so if we describe something as a powder keg, it's on the verge of explosion, violence, or something is going to happen. Okay, it's on the verge. Now, what does verge mean? It means on the brink, on the edge. It's not quite there yet, but it's close. It is very close. Okay, so the word powder keg, it doesn't mean that the explosion has already happened. It means that it's very possible or even probable. Okay, so if we talk about a place, like I could say, the Middle East is a powder keg. Okay, the Middle East is a powder keg these days. That means nothing, maybe nothing serious has exploded yet, but it's on the verge. Okay, on the verge means it's very close to exploding, and it's a very dangerous situation. It's a dangerous place, guys. Okay, some geese coming in for landing. Look at those geese there, circling around. I think they're gonna land. I don't know what their plan is. Look at all these geese here, guys, and it's just beautiful. Hey, now I'm back where I started. I think I should go over there. This path is closed over here. So guys, is your country a powder keg? Okay, powder keg, if your country's a powder keg, it means it's like, it's a volatile place. The word volatile means not stable. Things can happen very unexpectedly, and things can get bad pretty quickly. Okay, so it's the opposite of like a stable, strong country. Is your country stable and strong, or is it a powder keg? Look at all those geese are talking all at once. When one goose starts talking, all the other geese start talking. So guys, hopefully your country is not a powder keg, but unfortunately, a lot of places in our world are kind of turning into powder kegs, and that's it's scary. Okay, so this term powder keg, it doesn't just need to be talking about like violence. It could be talking about any situation where maybe people's feelings or their emotions, or something can kind of like just, it means something that's dangerous. Okay, like let's think about at your job. Let's say you have a job and your boss he's just terrible. He doesn't know very much about the company. He doesn't know how to properly manage the company. He's a bad manager. I've had so many bad bosses in my life, guys. Have you ever had a bad boss? Or maybe I should ask, have you ever had a good boss? Even one good boss in your life? That's like a breath of fresh air. If you have a good boss, a breath of fresh air means it's so nice. It's relieving. It's a good thing. So if you have a good boss, that is a breath of fresh air. That's a great thing. It's a blessing. You're lucky. Most bosses are bad, right? Most bosses, they want to tell you what to do, but they don't properly understand your job. They just like telling you how to do things, right? So, let's say you have a boss, he's bad. Everybody in the company hates this boss. Everybody complains about this boss, and so, you know, emotions are running high. If emotions run high, that means everybody's kind of like, guys, some people are coming on the path here, guys. I better cross over this fence, keep walking over here. Looks like I won't be the first one to go over this fence. Look at that. All right. So, if emotions are running high, that means everybody's kind of like frustrated, or it's almost like a powder keg where something small happens and everybody just, you know, people's feelings kind of explode, right? So now imagine that gets fired, and the company, that let's say the company hires a new manager, and the new manager is even worse. The new manager, let's say, is just a young person who doesn't know anything about the company, doesn't know how to do anything. And let's say you are everybody who works in your company they're like kind of older, they're senior workers, maybe they've been at the company for many years, and now the company just hired a young guy fresh out of college, 21 years old. And now this young guy's telling everybody what to do, pretends that he knows how to do everything, and all the workers are just like this. The situation was already bad, and now the situation is even worse, right? So you could say, I mean, look, our company was already a powder keg, and now, you know, it's going to explode with the new manager. This company, you know, it's going to explode. Things are going to explode. Things are going to boil over. Okay, if something boils over, that means things get bad, right? Tempers start to flare. If your temper flares, that means you get angry and bad stuff starts happening, and everything's just boils over, right? So where am I going, guys? I don't know. I'm just walking here. I think this is construction area. I don't know if I'm supposed to be here, but there's a path. You can see I'm not the first person to be here. And there's some people following me, guys. And there's a plane ruining my video. So, so you could say things at my workplace are not good. It was already a powder keg before they hired the new manager, and now things have just exploded. Things have exploded, okay? So you can use this term in different situations that don't necessarily mean physical violence. Now, if I say the Middle East is a powder keg, that means the Middle East could very quickly erupt into, you know, something bad, and that, you know, like some conflict, major conflicts, right? So you know, so this word can have some different meanings. Like in the company, it doesn't mean that people are going to start punching each other or anything. It just means that maybe people are just going to get really angry, right? They might quit their job. They might, I don't know. Who knows? What would you do? Guys, I'm kind of walking on the bank of the canal here, and it's, I don't know, guys. I should probably have stuck to the path. I don't know where I'm going. Gotta go over top of this thing here and keep going up here, maybe. I don't know. I'm lost. I'm lost, guys. You teach me something. I'm done. I'm done teaching, guys. But do you understand the meaning of powder keg? Okay, it means something can explode, you know, very quickly. Like maybe something in your family, maybe you have some family problems, and you know, you could say, my family's kind of a powder keg right now. Any little thing that happens could just, make the whole thing explode, right? So what examples, you could say, the warm weather in Canada, we've had 3 hot years in a row. I'm just making this up, okay? You could say there have been 3 warm years, and it's really dry, and that has turned our country into a powder keg. Now, what would that mean for here in Canada? Well, we have a lot of forests, right? If we have some really dry years and it's really hot, that means that there could be major forest fires. The whole country, because most of the country's trees, the whole country could burst into flames, right? So you could say, because we've had 3 years of drought. Drought means very little rain or no rain, right? So we've had, you could say my country has had 3 years of drought. So, our country has turned into a powder keg. Now any little thing can happen and the whole country's gone, right? So those are some examples of how to use this term, right? Forest fire, maybe a family situation or your job situation, or physical, something that involves physical, like hurt, physical harm, something big, like on a big scale, like a global, like, like countries or continents even, Guys, I'm looking at the world and I'm thinking this whole world is a powder keg. I'm seeing stuff in Europe and I'm thinking, man, Europe is a powder keg, Guys, I love Europe. I've been to Europe like at least 10 times, I would say. And I always told my European friends, you're going the wrong direction. Please change course. Vote for different politicians, please keep the continent alive, because I love Europe, right? I mean, it's dear to me. I lived in Germany for, 6 months and 1 month and a few weeks here and there. Probably in total, like maybe 8 months, 8 or 9 months I've lived in Germany. I love Germany. I love German people, I've been to Germany, France, Switzerland, England. I actually lived in the UK for 3 months. I've been to Albania, Bulgaria, Romania, Greece. I love Europe, guys. It's just, what can I say? I care about it. I care about Europe. And so I always tell Europeans, guys, I'm slipping and sliding in this snow here. I always tell Europeans, you're turning your continent into a powder keg. Please don't do it. Don't do it. And they always tell me, oh, Mark, everything's going to be okay. We're going to keep voting for the same politicians that we've always voted for. It hurts me. Because they've made so many mistakes. Europeans have turned the continent into a powder keg. Now, Canada's also turning into a powder keg, but not as bad as Europe. Europe is such a powder keg, and what can I do? I've told for years and years, I've told Europeans, change course, please change course, and they don't want to do it. What can I do? All I can do is wash my hands of the situation. I told them, please don't do this. They said, we're going to do this. And so all I can do is wash my hands of that, right? You should wash your hands. If you wash your hands of a situation, that means you say, fine, it's not my fault, right? I'm not guilt. I don't have any guilt in this situation at all, because it's not my problem. What more can I do, right? If you're in a situation and you love somebody, or you love a country or a continent, and they're constantly making the wrong decisions, what can you do, right? It's like you can't really do anything about that. all you can say is please, please, please. And at the end of the day, like, you know, people have freedom. People can choose their own way. You know, maybe you're a parent and you want your children to make good decisions, and your children just constantly making bad decisions. You know, what can you do in that situation, right? It's very hard, right? So, you know, bad decisions by world leaders everywhere around the world, you know, greed, selfishness. Yeah, I would say greed is a big one. Greed is probably, you know, a huge one. Pride, all these things, you know, they've turned our beautiful world into a powder keg, guys. So now our world is just on the verge of exploding. So I don't know, how do you feel about it? Do you feel like our world is a powder keg? That's how I feel, guys. My country's a powder keg because we have a terrible government, worst leader in the history of the country. Things are not going well in Canada these days. A lot of people are hurting, a lot of people are suffering. How about in your country? Is everything going good in your country? Or is your country kind of turned into a powder keg? You know, and when things happen like that, when emotions are running high, everybody always blames the other person, right? Oh, it's your fault. You know, it's your fault. Why are we experiencing this? Oh, look, and they always blame each other. Nobody takes responsibility for what happened, right? You won't see any leaders in Europe taking responsibility. You won't see Angela Merkel take responsibility, I'll tell you that. You won't see Emmanuel Macron take responsibility. You won't see Boris Johnson or any of the other useless leaders they have in the UK take responsibility for anything. They're useless leaders, guys. We have a useless leader here in Canada. US has a useless leader. I would say the entire Western world is a powder keg. This could go up in smoke very quickly. If something goes up in smoke, that means it's, you know, it's done. It's gone, right? Imagine a powder keg, literally, and you put some sparks into the powder keg. It's gonna explode and it's all gonna go up in smoke, right? So guys, I don't know, just enjoy each day when you have it. You know, for me, I'm just trying to take it day by day, just trying to enjoy every day I have. We might not get tomorrow, guys. As that song go, how does that song go? Let's do it tonight, for we might not get tomorrow. Well, that, in that song, I don't know who sings that song. I always hear it in like coffee shops and stores and stuff. I don't follow celebrities, so I don't know the names of these bands or the singers or whatever, but there's a song that goes, we might not get tomorrow, so let's do it tonight. Now, what that song means is let's sin as much as possible while we still have a chance. Because when we're dead, we won't have a chance to sin anymore. That's what the song means. So for me, what I'm saying is, we might not get tomorrow, guys. So it's time to clean house. It's time to clean up your life. You know, it's time to do the right thing. It's time to put your house in order. If you put your house in order, that means you take care of your life. You make sure everything's okay with your life. It doesn't... Yeah, you hear those geese, guys? All the geese are taking off north. You dumb birds. Flying the wrong direction. South is that way. They're flying north for the winter, guys. What a bunch of dumb birds. Man, they're dumb. Just as dumb as our politicians. Stupid frickin' birds. So guys, to put your house in order means you fix your relationships with people. You make sure that everything is put in the right place in your life. Okay, you clean up your life. That's what it means, to put your house in order. Okay, so it doesn't actually have anything to do with your physical house. It has a figurative meaning. I mean, it could mean to clean your house. You could say, I'm putting my house in order. Okay, like I'm cleaning my house and stuff. Sure, could have a literal meaning, but it has a figurative meaning most of the time, and that means to clean up your life. If you have issues that are undealt with, like loose ends. Okay, loose ends means that you have things, maybe relationships or situations that you haven't properly concluded. You haven't fixed them or whatever, right? So is your life full of loose ends? Or is your life, I mean, have you put your house in order? It's not good to have loose ends when you get to the end of your life, right? Or, you know, like I said, we might not get tomorrow. So, you know, it's important for people to like to put their house in order so that they don't have a bunch of loose ends. So that their life, their relationships, their family, their friends, that just their life is proper. You know, they fix things, they've healed the relationships that need healing. They have tried as hard as they can to do stuff to fix the situation, right? Now, a lot of the stuff isn't in our control, right? Do you ever feel like that? Like you're thinking, man, I'm just one person. How can I put everything in order? It's not up to me. I can't heal. Maybe you've tried your best for certain relationships. Maybe you've tried your best in many ways to put your house in order, and maybe you just can't, right? Maybe it's not really, but at least you try your hardest, right? If you try your hardest, that's really all you can do. So guys, have you put your house in order? We might not get tomorrow. Don't follow the song. That's a dumb song. Whoever wrote that song is an idiot. Let's do it tonight. Let's sin as much as we can. Let's have as much fun, as much pleasure as we can tonight, because we might not get tomorrow. That's wrong. That's a bad attitude, guys. Do the right thing because we might not get tomorrow. Let the powder keg of the world, you know, make you smarten up and put your house in order. So guys, from here in Alberta, Canada, from the geese that haven't flied north, still some smart geese left. Are you a smart goose? I'm a smart goose, guys. So from here in, you know, the land of the smart ones, me and the geese, I wish you all the best, guys. As always, I love you so much. And, well, hope you're doing great. Hope your country's not a powder keg. Hope we can turn this around. And hope you're staying safe and healthy and happy wherever you are. God bless you guys and your families. Hope your families are doing okay. And as always, I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.